Hey, what's going on, y'all? Steve Peterson. And today's video is a little bit different. You know, I typically talk about real estate and business. Today, we're talking about black leadership and what's going on in June 2020, and not just here in America, but in the world. I believe black leadership is truly, truly important and is what's needed to move us forward as a black people, but also the world forward, particularly in the United States, black leadership. And so there's four things that I think that are really important that I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay, and the four things are, number one is that we have a lot of really great black leaders from the past. So let's take from them, learn from them, model from them, and take their experience of what worked and implement that going forward. The second thing is that we need to embrace who we are and work with each other and love each other and support each other, and particularly economically. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to drill in. Third thing is that we need to connect with black groups and black organizations. That's really, really critical because there's a lot of them out there. There's actually a lot of black leaders who we all may not know that are doing great work in the community, but we need to work together. And then lastly, what I want to encourage, inspire, push is for us to be the leaders that we desire to see. See, you know, when this whole thing's going on with George Floyd and everything that popped off, man, I know me and a lot of other people was looking like, man, where's that Dr. King? Where's that Malcolm right now? Where's that Huey right now? Where's that Harriet Tubman right now? But here's the deal. We can be that. And maybe not on that global scale, but in our own families and our own communities. So I'm gonna bust that down. And so let's start with the first one, is that, look, y'all, we've got great leaders to model who have gone through some excruciatingly difficult circumstances, you know? And when you look at what Harriet Tubman did with the Underground Railroad, I mean, she got 300 plus slaves to freedom, didn't lose not one. Not only was she black, she was a woman in the 1800s, okay? And she made this in the South, getting slaves off the plantation to the North, to freedom, okay? How was she able to do that? What are some of the things that she did that was, methods of success? What are some of the things that Frederick Douglass did? We all know Dr. King, Malcolm X, we know them, but what are some of the things that they did that can help us to move forward? We know through protesting, and particularly, peaceful protest, that is one of the most powerful ways to get people's attention. And that's where I think, even though the protest got a little unpeaceful, at the end of the day, the world is watching. So we know that's effective, I'm in Oakland. And so we this is the home of the Black Panthers. And what the Panthers did, and Huey, Bobby Seale and them, they came up with the 10-point platform. They had a 10-point platform of what they wanted and demanded for the black community. And then they were out there making it happen. They didn't just have shotguns walking around. They had shotguns to protect the people. And they did that within the context of the law. They looked at the law and said, hey, we can do this. We can protect ourselves according to the laws that are already here that are written. Okay, and then they did things like the free breakfast program, which was huge. All right, but those are just a couple of examples. What did Marcus Garvey do? What did W.E.B. Du Bois do? What did Madam C.J. Walker do? We got all these pioneers out there, y'all. So if we dive in deep, we can get information that can help us move forward. And it's not just for black folks. Primarily it is for us. That's what I'm talking to about now. But everyone, okay? If we look at what did black leaders do to succeed? If you run in a corporation, if you looked at and say, what did Harriet Tubman do to get 300 slaves out of, to freedom in slavery? You could take some of that information to lead your people effectively. And that's what we need, because, here in the United States and the world, we all in this thing together. We are the United States. I'm in California. It's not the state of California or the state of Texas. We are united, and and if we all look to black leadership and look at what they did, we can have we can look to and see some models of success and put that in motion, and maybe even see some of the things that where they didn't succeed on, and maybe we can improve upon that. But let's look to the past in order to gain positive information to move forward. Then the next thing I want to talk about, point number 2, is we gotta love ourselves, okay? And not in a prideful way, but in a real, true loving of ourselves. Which means, here's what I really believe that means, is we love our neighbor. You know what I mean? And we love each other. You know, a lot of, in the slavery system, methods of controlling people were to put them against each other. And that's what's happening in our community, and particularly African Americans in America, because our family structure was, upon arrival, particularly destroyed. And we've been struggling with that for hundreds of years. It's tough, but we got to get to a point where we love each other and we're sharing love with each other, and we're not, we're not talking about him and her, hating on them. Now we really is genuinely loving and supporting each other. And here's one thing I want to put on there, economically, y'all, because one thing to say, hey, that person's got a great business, but let me go on over here to Walmart and get what I need. Or, hey, that person's got a great business over here. They're doing something over here in financial services or in whatever industry, but I'm gonna go, spend my money over there. I don't really want to. I'm not comfortable with supporting that black business. And let me tell you, having been a leader of a couple of black organizations, it is all within the realtors. And the realtors are, if you don't know what a realtors is a member of NARAB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers. We are the Black Real Estate Brokers Association, formed in 1947 when blacks and other minorities were not allowed to join the realtors. So we're called realtors. And even in our own organization, I'm big on everything I do. When I was running the organization, I had to be at a black venue. I wanted to choose a black vendor. I wanted to circulate dollars within the African American economy so that we could put our money where our mouth is at. Okay. Even then, I had a couple of struggles within our local board members of having where we're gonna have our events at, right? And we worked it all out, and it was all great. But we have to intentionally support each other. All right, I think that is very, very big. And when we look at other cultures coming to America who have a lot of success economically, a big part of this is they roll deep. They work with each other, and we've been kind of conditioned to not do so. So we got to love each other, and particularly working with each other, spending our dollars with each other. I'm not saying cutting off if you got some other cultures or people or vendors you work with. I'm not telling you not to work with other people. What I'm saying is that we've got to put an emphasis on working with each other. And if you're not black, and a lot of people have hit me up, man, like, hey, what can I do, man? I'm this whole situation has brought this to my awareness. I want to be, part of the solution. I don't want to be a part of this problem. And a big way how we can help our community is to support our businesses and put an economic, foundation, kind of moving forward. So that's point 2. Number 3, connect with other groups and networks. There's a lot of black groups. I talked to you about the Realtors. We're the Black Brokerage Association. There's also the Urban Financial Services Coalition. There's NABA, National Association of Black Accountants. There's the Black MBAs. There's going to be a black group for every industry. Chamber of Commerce, Black Chamber of Commerce here in Oakland. There's a state Black Chamber of Commerce. Okay, we've all been doing this, and we all roll our sleeves up. We do a lot of work in the community. What I think we can do a better job of is working together. Bringing together our collective resources, bringing together our collective knowledge, and pushing forth initiatives, driving things, driving points home, and we just have more power when we're together. So particularly if you have a business, you got to be tapped into that industry's, a black group and association. You got to support it, not just be tapped in and just trying to get business out of it, but bringing value to it. When I was the president of Associated Real Property Brokers here in Oakland and the California Association of Real Estate Brokers, the state board of NARAB and the Oakland board of NARAB, what was important to me was that I got to bring some value, to the people. I got to bring some value to the realtors. So if everybody gets a part of a network and they bring something to the table, we all collectively got more to be able to deal and do something with, okay? Now also, there's a lot of groups on the continent in Africa that are encouraging the diaspora to invest and repatriate out there. Ghana is a country that I think is leading the charge on that. And if you have the inkling to invest in a company or in real estate internationally, I think you ought to consider looking into the continent, particularly a country like Ghana, but there's other countries as well. And I think that's something that is also important when we talk about finding black groups, finding black organizations. They have a very strong central government that is really kind of pro-business, and they are urging the diaspora to come and do business. So tap in with the networks that are there. And finally, number 4, be the leader you desire to see. You know, I being a Christian black man, I really, we all love Dr. King. Who don't love Dr. King? Everybody loves Dr. King, but really studying Dr. King, how much many of us have really done that and then tried to emulate that in our lifestyle. So what I'm saying, but you might not, he said, Dr. King everybody know Dr. King. Maybe you find someone who you can model and emulate, but be that, all right? Don't just study him. Don't just look at him. Don't just model. Be that leader that you desire to see. And again, it might not be the global leader that everybody in the world knows, like Nelson Mandela, right? But you can be a leader in your family. You can be a leader in your community. You can be a leader in your business or company, even if you don't own a company, you're just working there, you can still be a leader within that. Be the leader that you desire to see. And I believe we all can do that. And I think these are just 4 points that I think, in response to this, it's taken me a while to kind of sit down and gather my own thoughts, get over my own emotions, and kind of sit down and say, well, what are some things, that we can do to move forward, as black folks. And I think for everybody watching this video who's not black, and people who are, but wanting to be a part of a solution, is also to follow in these 4 points and support us and rock with us. Give us a shot. Somebody makes an offer. I'm in the real estate business. We make an offer. I cannot tell you how much, crap that I've had to deal with over the history of my career, in terms of, I've had a black man tell me on a listing presentation, my numbers was good. I knew what I was talking about. I'm obviously a great salesman, but there's no way that I'm going to let a N-word list my property. So that is from a black man. And you can only imagine, I've had another person, a white guy. I go to the listing appointment, and when I pulled up, as soon as he saw me, he said, "Nah, I'm not doing business with you." So there's a lot of challenges that are out there, and if you're not, if you're not black, saying, "Hey, well, how can I be a part of the solution?" is to give people a fair chance. We just want a level playing field. That's what we're looking for. Give people a fair shot. And then us internally work with each other. That's my message, y'all. Please give me some comments, some feedback. If you don't like what I'm saying, let me know. Let's have a discussion. If you like what I'm saying, like it, comment. But it has to be, we gotta start moving forward to some specific action steps that could lead our community forward here in the States and abroad throughout the diaspora and in the continent. I love y'all. I hope y'all being well, and let's be the leaders that we desire to see. Peace out, y'all.